budget is a political instrument, and it's an important intervention by the democratic state to engage, to ensure that we have means through which to implement the programs of government. And certainly the ANC has taken a decision to engage with all political parties to persuade them into the correctness of the proposed budget. We've engaged with the EFF, we've met the MK party. Today we're meeting the Action SA. We're very optimistic that in the main, parties are largely converging on the importance of this budget being put before Parliament on the 2nd of April and being approved.
Good day everyone, welcome to another epic episode. Welcome to Newsology, a political channel, and I implore you to please join me as we're having another fantastic topic, and I hope that you are having a great day. Did the chief whip of the ANC, Debunking lie about meeting the MK party and the EFF? So we saw what Sunday Times did announce a few days back. It is very interesting what Sunday Times have pronounced when they said that the ANC chief whip Debunking says the party's delegation met EFF and MK party on Wednesday, while a meeting with Action SA took place on Friday. So one thing that is very interesting about this post is that this is fake news. Very disappointed with Sunday Times. They always give these updates and run a propaganda of a certain faction or certain headline about the MK party, the EFF, and other political party. But it will be rare to find such newspapers or such media houses talking bad about the DA or even the GNU. They do sometimes turn against the ANC, right, if they feel as if now maybe the DA does not approve whatsoever policy. There's a conflict. So the likes of Sunday Times, I don't know who runs these media companies, but they love to spread lies. The reason why I'm saying this is because of FLOYD responded when they were asked about these talks that the ANC, did it ever approach the MK party to have these talks with them? And FLOYD said that there is nothing like that, and these are all lies and lies and lies. Let us watch here.
The ANC approach the MK, and if they have, what was discussed in relation to the budget, and is the MK party willing to give its seats to support the 0.5 percentage point budget hike? And then is there a possibility of working with the ANC in a reconfigured government arrangement?
So the ANC has not approached Umkhonto weSizwe to discuss the budget, so there is no such a thing. I think even the representative of the ANC was saying that they raised it in the Chief Whips Forum. So there's never been any bilateral engagement between Umkhonto weSizwe and the ANC on the budget process. Even if they were to approach Umkhonto weSizwe, we are never going to agree on the increase of VAT, even by 0.1%. We think that poor people are going to be the most affected by the increase on VAT. Rich people do not have price sensitivity. They buy anything for whatever price. But poor people are sensitive to just the little amounts of money which they earn from otherwise very difficult work which they do in many instances. So we're never going to agree. We're never going to even entertain an idea of discussing whether we must permit the increase of VAT as part of the budgeting options. There's several alternatives which our public representatives have presented, which should constitute the alternate to increasing the value-added tax in South Africa's budgeting framework. And I think that before the ANC approaches Umkhonto weSizwe, they should have made a public announcement already that there's not going to be any VAT increase.
While FLOYD did confirm that these news were fake, the Action SA has something very interesting to say as well. On their website, on the X platform, it says Action SA informs ANC that we will not support the 2025-2026 budget. So the Action SA also rejects the ANC's bid to have them support their tax increase. And we know the position of the MK party, that FLOYD did explain in further details to say that as the MK party a few days ago was marching against this budget increase, there is no way that the ANC will even try and to even make some attempts to speak with them, because their position is very clear. Anything that has to do with even a tiniest increase, they will not support. The budget It does not call for any negotiations, or it does not call for the ANC maybe to want to set up meetings with them to try to convince them. It is just a no.
Well, I mean, they took it down to 0.5 and then they ensured that the tax bracket creep continued and just collected it in another form. And I think what it really speaks to, Clement, is that South Africans are tired of being taxed. And they are tired of being taxed by a government that has proven inefficient in terms of how it uses that money to their advantage. And they are looking at a government that is not cutting its own expenditure before they're reaching into our pockets and taking the money of ordinary South Africans. There is no measurement in this budget that we can look to in terms of how government is trimming its own wastage and inefficiency. We have 43 deputy ministers currently who provide so little value to the South African people that the Deputy Minister of Finance didn't seem to know about the VAT increase on the day of the budget speech. And I think we need to see government taking very real steps to curtail their own expenditure. There's a department in the National Treasury called the Public Expenditure and Policy Analysis Unit. It actually has now determined that there's 36 billion rands worth of budget cuts that can be made in 240 spending reviews that it has conducted since 2013. But every one of those reviews have been ignored.
So Heaven Mashaba, the Action SA, also voices the similar stance, the similar position to say that we will not in any way possible vote for this tax increase.
Comrades, that budget for the first time will not be passed by Parliament, because Parliament has got a right to reject a budget. According to Money Bills Amendment Procedures and Related Matters Act of 2009, we are allowed as Parliament to amend the proposed fiscal framework. We cannot continue business as usual. The ANC has lost election. The ANC is not a majority party. It can't impose VAT on us. We are waiting for them. Come the 2nd of April, we will meet in Parliament. We are going to reject any increase of VAT. Comrades, we agree with the Commissioner of SARS that there are many methods that can be used to increase our revenue. One such method, it is 88 billion worth of unclaimed pension benefits. A lot of money is there. They are enjoying the interest on that money. They don't invest it in public infrastructure and to stimulate the economy.
The EFF also has come and joined the choir to say that we will not in any way possible support any slightly VAT increase. Right.
The first time that the ANC actually needed our votes in Parliament was to pass the current budget. They thought we would cave if the clock ran out. That's what the ANC does. It runs down the clock and then puts on the pressure at the last minute. But we point blank refused to accept a 2% increase in VAT as the basis of their expansionary budget. And so it collapsed. Enoch Godongwana has been on record saying that the finance minister does not negotiate the budget. We disagree. In a coalition, the budget is the most important thing you negotiate. Politics, after all, is defined by how government prioritizes the spending of public money. Ashok Sarupan, our doughty Deputy Minister of Finance, has been leading the charge for us. And by tomorrow, we will know how much ground he has been able to win.
The DA also came inside the GNU protesting against the ANC to say that we will not support it in any way possible. even though you just add just 1% on it, we will not support it. It's very interesting. Now the big question now on the table is, who really supports now this move of the ANC to increase VAT? You'll be shocked. The IFP, Baba. The IFP, I think in the 2024, that the biggest sellout in history of politics in South Africa. Just imagine the likes of Hlabisa coming boldly to say that Tina will be supporting this budget increase, because you know why? They are begging to be kept inside the GNU, and they want to preserve KZN, but they don't want any slight move there to just slip away from their hands to go to the MK party. So to sing for the SAPA and for them gaining control and power in KZN under the tact partnership with the ANC, they are willing to sing any chorus there. So they have declared themselves that they will support this budget increase, while all the major political parties, including the DA, is very shocking. They are declining to say that this will be bad for the country. And I like what the likes of the EFF said, the Action SA said, and the MK party said. To say that no, we are supporting this, even the DA, we are supporting this because it will affect a lot of disadvantaged poor people generally. And I just thought now this was a great, credible move, right? Because it seems like the ANC now has been pushed in the corner. By the way, you must take note, not everyone in the ANC support this tax increase budget. Not everyone in the ANC. There are people in the ANC who are opposing this because they see that this will have some negative impact going to 2026 local government election, right? So the opposition, all the opposition that I have mentioned, except the IFP, obviously, they will use this as a political plot, right, to come for the ANC and to discredit them so that they will not get that much support. Because I mean, it's obviously, if you go to the people and you convince them that this party, the ruling party, is not in favor for you, because now when they increase this budget, everything now is expected to go up. And do you know who will be feeling the pressure? Are those who are the working class, the poor, the middle class, even the rich. Because when taxes go up, it means the wealth tax must also kick in. So whether you are rich, middle class, or poor, we are all running away from this tax increase. And let us just be grateful. Whether you support Action SA, EFF, MK party, you are being represented there. These political parties, they are fighting for you, for your right. You are the one who voted for them. You put them there to be your voice. So they are your voice. Be grateful that these political parties, they have conscience. But with the IFP, IFP, I'm so disappointed. And it's such a pity, because when you speak and expose this about the IFP, the IFP members just sees you as an enemy, to say that you are attacking their political party. Or rather, ask yourself, would you, if it was you personally, support this tax increase? If you are saying no, why then would you say that when you call out the IFP of being hypocrites, then you will say, but you, why are you speaking like this? No, we are saying that the opposition have come together for a better good, so that you and I, regardless of our political affiliation, will benefit from this. Please don't forget, you can subscribe and you can just add your comment. I'm interested to hear your comment, and you can press the super thanks button. Until we meet on the next video, and I'm bouncing out.